And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Traffic jam.
we're off, yeah. Traffic was tough getting here tonight.
Ah, yes, indeed. Everybody moved to Florida. Well, welcome to the imho.love show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lou Angelwolf. That's Mike Murburg. We're broadcasting to you live from the Area 52 studios here in beautiful Darby Ranch, Florida. It's the 23rd of June, 2021. We're right in the throes of summer. We got all kinds of heat and humidity, but we kind of knew that when we moved here. So, welcome everybody. IMHO, in my humble opinion, .love. And the show is about CE5, which is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, or Human-Initiated Contact Experiences. This is one of the most, in the state of Florida, this is the most regular CE5 meetup that there is.
In the United States.
We're the most regular in the United States?
Yes.
Wow.
We don't have the highest numbers, but we're number 2.
We're like Hertz.
Yeah, like Hertz. We try harder.
We do try harder.
We don't try at all. We don't try at all.
Well, you know what it is? It's not that we try harder. We allow more openly. It's really letting it happen, letting the magnificent people show up. And that's as much as it is seeing a craft or having some sort of extra spiritual experience. It's the people that are gathered around you. And if you're watching this show, if you're a regular person, if you watch the imho.love show regularly, you already have a finely adjusted and broadened mindset. And we truly, truly appreciate you. Love you so much. And thanks everybody that shows up every week. The show's also about humor. And we also have a little pieces here and there on alternative news and that kind of stuff. So, actually, the alternative news topic would take us 3 hours to cover these days.
Yeah, we just call them interesting facts.
Interesting facts.
Yeah, alternative news is now interesting facts.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I was watching Tucker Carlson today, and the Facebook and Twitter won't let doctors post the findings of the CDC. They won't allow them to post their own government findings.
Really?
Yeah. On COVID.
Dude.
It's like the fascist oligarchy, the pharmo-fascist oligarchy is ruling.
Pharmo-fascist oligarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that phrase.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
I saw a van, a big step van, a mobile testing unit for CV-19. Big $200,000 thing, all lettered up and amazing. It smacks of suspicion.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you could see some really, really unusual. The avenues that this whole thing can go down are mind-boggling. There are some people literally shaking in their boots, and there's other people that have no idea what's going on whatsoever. So you're in there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I was driving through a neighborhood today, and a lady is pushing her lawnmower wearing a face mask.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it wasn't even dusty.
Yeah.
It's like, like, you gotta be crazy.
Well, I go by the Pinellas Trail at times, and I see people out there cycling in the open air,
yeah,
all masked up.
Right. They don't even know that there's never been a recorded case of COVID somebody getting COVID being outside.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
They want to be extra careful. So when the pandemic's all over, they'll continue to wear their masks because they're used to submitting to government authority.
Yeah.
Even when the government says, okay, the hurricane is over, they still hoard food.
Still rush out and buy plywood.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. What the fuck?
The muzzling of this country is a very suspicious thing. There's a lot of people that want to be anonymous, so this certainly helps them. Okay. But I don't know if I shared this a couple of shows. I think I did, but I don't remember if I did. I needed to do a cash transaction on a Harley Davidson motorcycle a couple of months ago. And it's back when they still had mask enforcement. And, look at me, okay? Kind of, you can mistake me for a biker guy or count me as one. Either way. My brother, who looks like me, same size and everything, and the dude we were doing the deal with looked like us. So here's three, and we have to go in the bank to get the money out of the safe deposit box, okay, because we keep cash. And here's the three of us that our hair's down, we got Harley t-shirts on, we're putting masks on to walk into the bank. It's just like, what planet is this? Anyway, we just did the Harley deal and went about our way. So, but anyway, folks, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight's topic is the banality of worry. I know a lot of people that spend a lot of time worrying. And I'm not talking about being concerned about something. It's always important and loving and caring to be concerned about certain things. The worry part of it, though, is very counterproductive.
It'll make you sick.
It does make you sick. It is such a low vibration for your spirit to be worrisome. And I'm not saying I haven't. I'm speaking of this from experience. And every once in a while, I fancy myself as a guy that knows better. So I try to dismiss as much worry as possible, but it still creeps up on you. But the thing that I'm most happy about is I have found meditation methods and ideas and certain things that I can do to minimize my worry and get on with my day or get a night full of sleep or whatever.
How about just trusting in the Tao?
That's where I was winding up.
Okay.
Accepting the world as it is, okay? You can state your concerns. In fact, you can send positive energy towards the situation as opposed to worrisome energy about the situation, and you'll be much further ahead. Patience is one of the things that will help you eliminate worry. When you realize that the world is happening as it does, that in this world everything is not fair, you're not supposed to be happy every day. I'm just sorry, you're not. That's why you have such a varied range of emotions. That's why there's a comedy mask and a tragedy mask. You get both sides of life almost every day. I don't hardly watch the news, but I walked by it on Sunday morning, and there was this tragic crash up in Alabama. Bus, a little tour bus. 9 children died in that crash, and 1 adult. And that's no way to start a Sunday, especially with Father's Day. Sure, that must have been a horrible.
Yeah, it's more a Monday kind of thing.
Yeah, it's totally Monday. They could have held that story as far as I was concerned.
It must be like Christian Scientists or something. I don't know. Don't they believe like Sunday is a Tuesday or something?
Sunday is a Tuesday. Or the Adventists.
Yeah, there you go.
The Seventh-day Adventists.
Christian.
Well, it's like we want to be a little Jewish, but not really.
Right.
We still want bacon.
Right. Can I offer you a kiddush?
Yeah. Yeah, that whole seventh day thing and the worshipful day. The reality of it is the Sabbath, the marking of the Sabbath, is a day of rest. And I have loosened up my politics on that. And I know that the actual Hebrew dictates of that are pretty rigid.
Yeah, but Jesus taught if your ass falls in a well, save your ass on a Sunday.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, it was actually a Saturday back then.
Well,
That would have been the original Hebrew Sabbath.
yeah,
which-
we're 6 days.
No, the first day of the week is Sunday.
I know.
So the seventh day, okay, and what that was is from sundown Friday
Right.
to sundown Saturday, you do no work, you rest. Everybody that works in your house doesn't work. You don't prepare anything. You don't make the day common. Okay, and
You take the sheet off your wife with the hole. Actually sleep with her.
you wash it. You that's a whole nother different strain, but whatever.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I got the visual.
The esoteric branch of ultra-conservative Judaism.
Yeah, that's those are the Hasidim. But anyway, it is to make the day set apart and not to be common, not to be confused with another day. It's supposed to be a special day. You're supposed to have all your food prepared the day before.
Usually by your African-American employee.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Shabbos Goy is what it is. That's what they call it. Someone who would do all the
Right.
Sabbatarian tasks.
Where I grew up, they're always black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a long time connection, too.
Yeah.
And that's it's an excellent thing to practice, a complete day of rest where you make the day unlike other days, where you say, oh, on this particular day, I'm not going to struggle, I'm not going to worry, I'm not going to do any business, I'm not going to exchange any money, I'm not going to do common tasks like cleaning and cooking. I'm going to set this day apart for a day of unity with me and my Creator and my family and my friends, which I think is a very noble thing. It's a beautiful, it is a leap of faith. It's a step in understanding your body. You know, you do need rest. You do need a seventh day rest. You work hard. The scriptures say, 6 days you do your work, on the seventh day you rest. So apparently, if you get the whole weekend off, you're one up. If you work for the county and you do 410s, you really got it made.
There you go.
But that 410s thing, that's a good concept. But anyway, again, a way to eliminate worry, if you were to gather with your loved ones and your friends and talk about the issues of the day or the week or whatever it is, and then to reason peacefully with those people, somebody in that group may have the idea that you're looking for. And trusting the Tao, trusting the Uwi, the way of things, that's a high connection. That's a high spiritual connection that you let it go, and then you watch it. You watch your freedom from it actually manifest in front of you. You watch the thing that you were worrying about not be worrisome anymore. It's not magic. It's not rocket science. You don't even have to know much to do it. But it is a very, very good way to rest your mind, to rest your body, and realize that you should take some time. You know, your body is the temple that the creators of the universe gave you, and you should give it rest. It's like some of the best produce and vegetables in the world come from Israel. because they really know how to treat the earth. And they let their fields lay fallow every 7th year. You can plant for 6 years, and then the 7th year, nothing grows in that field. You don't plant that field. You let it lay fallow, so the minerals and everything can regenerate from the last 6 years that you've been harvesting it. And again, everything going in cycles, like we say, our cyclical thought, our cyclical dreams, that fits right into the cycles of life. And 7 is a very key number in your cycles. There's so many things, so many lines that are drawn to this, that connect to this. It is a way for you to minimize worry, because what you're doing is you're recognizing the creators of the universe. You're recognizing yourself as a grand illusion, and you're doing away with the worries of the day, which so many people have a hard time doing. And I've had it myself, where you toss and turn at night. You got so many things on your mind, you can't get certain things out of your head. But recognize those days, and then realize that you can work your way out of it, and you should, because those days that you literally waste worrying, I have found, my personal observance, is that 90% of the stuff that you worry about never even happens. The 10% that does happen, the more worry and negativity that you put towards it, the less effective its outcome is going to be. You're going to have a lot of the things that you worried about will happen because of the energy that you put towards it. If you think of these situations coming up in victory, in joy, in peace, in harmony, then you will have better outcomes to the situations that you have to deal with, especially the ones that would cause you to worry. So, it really is. There's a great song, Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits do it. It's called "Why Worry Now." There's always laughter after pain. There's always sunshine after rain. So, why worry now? Those things always happen. They always happen. The sun does never not shine after rain. It might take a couple days or a week, whatever it did, but it does shine again.
Yeah, my favorite one is "Take It Easy, Baby" by Savoy Brown.
"Take It Easy, Baby" by Savoy Brown? Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah. Take it easy, baby. Ain't no need to worry. Ain't no need to hurry. Yeah, that's how it all comes down. So, and even the Christ said, "Worry not about today, for tomorrow brings its own troubles."
Yep.
Of course, if you're apt to worry, you're going to worry about that too. It's like Jesus tells me it's going to get worse. Oh my God!
More troubles on the way.
Oh God, what am I going to do?
Well, Ernest Hemingway, in his writing schedule, which he got up early, like at 5.
A lot of writers do. Many writers do.
Yeah. 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, 5.
They call it a golden hour or whatever.
Yeah, when it was nice and cool. Other people call it later, but yeah, he was an early riser.
So, and then he would stop writing around 11 a.m. when the worries of the day rushed in.
Yeah.
That's how he put it. The worries of the day would rush in.
Yeah, he needed his first drink.
Or, yes, very, very possibly.
Yeah. I had a professor that said he could tell, as you read Hemingway, he could tell exactly where Hemingway picked up a drink and started drinking.
Oh, really?
From the way he wrote, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's a real student to Hemingway.
Yeah.
But,
I had a beautiful experience. I read The Old Man and the Sea in the Cayman Islands in a hammock, looking at Cuba from 110 miles away.
Over a big fish.
But that was an amazing. What a writer. What a that inner voice of. I just had his name on the tip of my tongue. The the main character in Old Man in the Sea?
The old man.
The old man.
Yeah.
He has a name though. I forget.
Is it Santiago? I don't know.
No,
I'm
it's
just
an
kidding.
H. It's got an H, I think, or a J.
It's been a while.
Okay.
Protagonist, old man.
He
I'll find it.
Okay. My research development department over here. The way that he presented himself as a man, as he's going after this fish, this giant fish.
Santiago, the old man.
Santiago? Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Forgive me for not being...
It's okay. Not bowing to my correctness.
I have to take a lap after the show now.
Okay, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. So...
Bear crawl.
with an 80-pound pack.
Punishment lap. So,
folks, many of you have been listening and watching the show for a long time through 2020, and now we're into halfway through 2021. We've had all kinds of worries come across, and we've had all kinds of suppositions and bad ideas, and we thought this and you thought that, and a lot of stuff to definitely, a little leaven for worry, for sure. And you can put yourself away with that stuff. There are people now, you were talking before about the masks, there's people that still haven't left the house. They were so frightened over this agenda they've been presented with, they forgot about their humanity and their immune system and, all this other stuff. And now there's more and more documentation about the jab being worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, myocarditis in young males. There's yeah, that's crazy. But once again, it's not a vaccine. It's an experiment.
Right.
So, they don't pitch it. Would you like to take this experiment? It's like, oh no, I want the vaccine.
Right.
That's why they're calling it a vaccine. Nobody wants to be in a part of an experiment.
Right.
Unless they're getting paid for it.
Right.
And they should. But, screw them. You make that stupid mistake. You trust the government. You trust the people that have been screwing you your entire life, that have been screwing your mother, screwing your father, screwing your grandparents, screwing everybody, and you're going to still trust them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
With your
life.
Voluntarily with your life.
Right.
Yeah, it
right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Forgive me for being suspicious. I've just been a student of history my entire life.
Yes, it's true. And but don't worry about it, because everything's going to be as it is, and
you'll die and come back. That's okay.
You can take another lap.
There you go. Bear crawl. Yeah, because you took the jab. You're coming back as a lower being. I'm just kidding, sort of.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've had. We're out here at Area 52, where we have the CE5 meetings every month, and we've just had such wonderful sightings. A couple weeks ago on our Saturday night, the most beautiful display I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it was great,
and really was like a wink in the sky. It was a tremendous thing, and that was a uniting of souls. Everybody that saw that
was humbled.
Yeah, they were humbled, man, and it was almost like we cued it a little bit of its time where it appeared on the timeline. We finished the second meditation around the campfire, and then about 10-15 minutes later, we got that incredible,
it's pretty quick,
little sky dance, that skipping stone, and just really beautiful. And folks, where we're headed with all this informationally is as we trudge through this, you're going to have personal problems, you're going to have family problems, relationship problems. There's going to be things that don't add up in your life. There's going to be changes that you have to make. All this societal luggage that you got to slug around with you. What we're offering you and telling you not to worry about certain things is because in our existence, you can dismiss a lot of things by prayer and meditation, silence, isolation. But I'll also tell you something. It takes kind of a brave person to go isolate and be by themselves, and to really take that long, quiet walk, and to really sit in the forest until you hear the forest in and of itself. Go out to the beach and listen to those waves crash. If you don't have this kind of time, at least spend that extra time, that extra couple of minutes. You know, if you get to work a few minutes early, sit out in your car and sort things out a little bit. Make yourself adaptable for the day that may come your way, knowing that the universe totally cares for you, wants to take care of you, it's very aware of you, and you are semi-aware of it, okay? But it's going to happen the way it's going to happen anyway. We get most disappointed when things don't happen the way we imagine them. When we have to redream dreams and we have to refocus our points of focus. And when things get moved and people change things on you and things get changed for you. So you adapt. You don't throw yourself into a big pot of worry soup. You absorb it and you move on. And I love what the hippies say. They say this or something better. And what that does, change allows for something better to come in. Why people feel as though something changed underneath their feet, they take it as a bad thing. No, blessings in disguise show up every day. And having that awareness that they can and they do, you're just going to live a more peaceful life. You'll live a more fulfilled life. You're going to live a more gentle existence. And I can't, excuse me, and I can't emphasize that enough. What, did you bring the lesson today?
Oh, no, I left it on the table. I'm sorry.
I think I have it. I got to get some more.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking.
I think I have it with me. Hold on.
Oh, good.
Tell everybody what you've been doing with that, Mike.
Oh, well, thanks. I've been publishing on the imho.love Facebook site the excerpts of the Wahoo Ching that I have written over the last 6 years. And it's a final edit. And at some point in time, hopefully the book will be ready for publication outside the internet. So we'll see.
You want to read today's?
No, you can read it. That's fine.
Okay, I'll read it. I like to read out loud. You know, it's really funny. When I was in elementary school, anytime they asked for somebody to read out loud, I always raised my hand. I love doing it. And consequently,
You're reading
I've
out
been
loud?
doing it since the 90s.
There you go.
Excuse me. Oh. No what? Oh. All I got's coffee. Here we go. The Wahoo Ching 13. A beautiful thing to wonder. The relative mind sees the innumerable atoms and the subatomic particles in the universe as very small, and yet to one with a relative mind, the universe is seen as very vast. The universal truth is though neither term small nor vast applies. Since the universal one has no particular form, both extremes are one in the same, infinite. Since the Tao is infinite and it has no true form, the relative mind will struggle to label it. And I think that's where our humanity steps in a lot of times. We're trying to understand something by condensing it, but the reality of it is the true understanding is going to come when you let go of it. Even if one tries to label the true integral oneness, the universal one, as subtle or transcendental, one limits it.
So you limit something by naming it.
Mm-hmm. The Tao can be told, by limiting integral oneness, it ceases to be then the true integral oneness. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The same happens when one is labeled by another or one labels oneself. We are not merely what we are labeled. We are far greater than the limitation of a label. So too is the Tao. One of the biggest religious controversies is the name of the Creator, is the name of the divine entity. And each sect has Godhead names or names for the force that we're trying to reckon with.
Yeah, it's like God said to Moses, call me Shmuel.
Shmuel?
Shmuel. Call me Shmuel. What do I call you? Call me Shmuel.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Just an old Jewish name I like.
Yeah, that's my son's middle name.
Shmuel.
Samuel, yeah. So if you don't know the name of it, which I believe it is an unknowable name, whatever all we can do is, like this paragraph just said, lean some kind of label up against it so we can understand it better. But then again, once you get a level of understanding about it, you should let it go because it has more power unlabeled. Right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. One then need not either struggle to define or label the infinite Tao. The Tao, the universal one, is beyond form. It may take on many shapes and forms to assist us, but its form is not real. It is beyond being adequately named. Its name is not real. How does one name the formless energy that is beyond the human mind's ability to perceive or comprehend? It is a beautiful thing of wonder and a wonderful, beautiful thing. Within the Tao are wonderful people who give their lives in service to others. Bountiful are their blessings. There are those who give of their wealth and possessions without expectation of return, and the way restores them and gives them things far greater in return.
And that's why you shouldn't worry.
It's exactly why you shouldn't worry. That's a fantastic indicator.
And then for those of you who's saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe it," that's true. Try it.
Yeah.
Just try it. I mean, it sounds so incredible that it's unbelievable, but nobody tries it. And if you try it, it all falls into place. The only thing that screws it up are other human beings, who interfere with violence and war.
Yes.
And on a planetary level, an individual level, violence throws everything out of kilter, and war throws everything out on the planet out of kilter. So, I'm sorry. Go on.
That's you're spot on. And the part of understanding that vibration and frequency and life force and oneness and taking your hands off of the outcome of the day or the situation at hand is a leap of faith that is recognized in the oneness. When you can really relax, you can shake it off and say this or something better, or you accept your life, your day for what it is. It may be a day full of blessing. It may be a day of tragedy. But in those days are very, very integral life lessons that you don't want to miss, that you don't want to cover up with addictions or alcohol or drug use or whatever you do to take your mind off the thing. You're stunting your growth as a spirit person by sabotaging that lesson when it comes to you. You're adding humanity and weakness and pain and pity to a grand lesson that's trying to come your way. Things are, there's sometimes things are just terrible, but and you have to accept that for what they are. But most of the time, everything you were worried about doesn't even happen. But those who come to understand and practice the Spirit, lines and chapters of truth contained in this scripture, and teach it to others, then inconceivable and immeasurable abundance and blessings will be theirs. Wonderful people are not only full of wonder, but they are blessed as well. Thank you. That's beautiful, Mike. You taking this apart and sharing it with us is it's a huge effort on your behalf.
It's an effort of love, and it like the Wahoo Ching says, like Lao Tzu says, the blessings come back, and getting back to the oneness. When we do CE5 out here. When we do a meditation, we get serious about the meditations. I like using Eckhart Tolle's guided meditations for the group because they're so easy, and it brings you into a state of being in peace, and that's part of the wonder. And when you start enjoying and realize and just being in the oneness, that is when contact is most likely to occur. Mm-hmm. When that unified field is out there and you are a part of it and you realize you're a part of it, and all of a sudden all thought stops and then being becomes an enjoyable state for you. And then all of a sudden at complete peace, you relax, you don't worry, you don't nothing. You're just out there. What are you going to do in a field other than watch the fire maybe if you feel like it? But and then the ET starts showing, flash bulbs, slow walkers, fast walkers, and sometimes you get a wonderful show. They come back, and then you can ask them to come back, and they come back again. But it all springs from the experience of oneness, which is all part of the unity consciousness, which is what you do when you give up labeling things and give up your attachments to things. So
yeah,
that's it in a nutshell. It's not that difficult.
It's one of those, I call it's a 359-degree thing, okay? A circle is 360 degrees, not to be condescending. That means to talk down to you. Anyway.
For those of you who aren't geometry geniuses. It's okay.
I can't help but throw that line. Anyway, I call it a 359-degree point,
right.
Okay? It's this, when you start here, it's this far away. It's so simple, it's so understandable, okay? But most of us, instead of moving the 1 degree to the right, we take the 359-degree tour around the circle, through the planes of despair, through the chapters of worry, through the, volumes of self-doubt. And then we come around to the other side after this long, long struggle. We suffered all 359 degrees of change, and the change that you come to recognize at the end when you hit that 360 point was something that you had in your heart when you took the first step the other way. Where people fall short to themselves is they don't trust that time to themselves. They don't trust that they have the ability to sort out their own issues. And man, I have made a million mistakes in my life. I've done selfish things. I've done troublesome things in my life. And I was out of sorts. I was wobbly. I was broken. I was far from this beautiful piece of focus that we're talking about tonight. But as I reviewed the lessons that I learned, suffered, or were blessed by, I find myself in this relatively new, but also extremely old position of greeting the world with open hands. Empty arms and open hands. What comes, comes. And handle it as you do. Handle it as you should. It does take a degree of concentration to stay here, to stay in that mindset, because the television's telling you something else, the internet's telling you something else, your friends are telling you something else, and really what it is, and the television and the internet and the media, that's a program. They're trying to tell you something that you probably don't even want to know. But your friends, they're trying to help you share in your victimhood. Like, oh, I remember when that happened to me. Oh, it was terrible. Oh, we didn't leave the cabin for a month. You know, whatever the story went or goes, everybody, a lot of people enjoy a pity party. I mean, I've had a few myself, but I don't even... And it's funny, anymore, as a pity party starts to approach, I don't even make a guest list. I try to let the pity party die out before it's booked. Because it really, the worry, the stress, the complaining, the issues, all that stuff that you create for yourself, you can live without it. You can walk right by and not miss it. It takes you longer to get better. You take that 359-degree tour around that circle, and the truth that you needed was right next door. All you had to do was step the other way. And of course, I'm simplifying this in some degree, but in a way not. Now, whether you were supposed to take that trip all the way around, maybe, I'm sure there were lessons along the way. We repeat our lessons until we learn them. Time and time again, your lessons are brought to you and retaught. And you glean what you glean and you discard what you discard. But until you get it, it's going to continue to happen. It'll happen in different ways. It'll happen in different factions. But the actual core issues that were bringing you the worry in the first place are still ringing. They're still out there. They're still dealing with you as you're trying to deal with it. When you have the peace of the Tao, the understanding of the Wu, which is that's a huge bill of goods, but a worthwhile quest. When all these things happen, like Mike, this is an ingrained part of your soul.
Yes.
You handle stress as well as anybody that I've ever known. And of course, you're, dozens of years of being an attorney, you've heard every problem, you've heard every circumstance, and you've been able to surmise a lot of things.
I've taken the confessions of murderers.
You've taken the confessions of murderers. That's a lot to carry around.
That is.
Yeah. So on that sliding scale, the fact that you can't make it to the tag agency because your license plate is expired 2 weeks ago, there's no reason to stress and max out about that.
Right.
Even in your worst case scenario, if you meet a bad cop, you'll get a expired tag ticket, and as soon as you fix it, they'll undo it. But I've just seen so many people worry themselves into a powder over stuff that really that they had no control over. They have no. There's nothing they can really do about the situation except stay prayerful and positive and accepting about what is going on. That will power you through the most troublesome situations.
Surrender to the oneness.
Surrender to the oneness. That's fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the Facebook Live every Wednesday night at 7:30, or most Wednesday nights at 7:30. The show is broadcast live, and then it's completely unedited, and we don't rehearse, and you may be able to tell. But
we have sound.
We have sound effects now, yes.
That's like, go ahead.
Mel Blanc is here, ladies.
It's an expensive board.
You spent a lot of money on that, man.
I know. Yeah, I had to chase 4 kids in a carriage down the block to steal this stuff from me.
Please school my ass.
That's right. Give it to me. I'm taking it.
I'm taking it. That's right. Or I could just take it. That was a great thing, that Dave Chappelle.
That was, yeah.
There's a piece on YouTube Dave Chappelle put out called Unforgiven. And I shared it with you shared it with me, didn't you?
No, you sent it to me.
I sent it to Mike, and we both really enjoyed it. It is he's got a great teaching style. He's a good storyteller. And the topic of this is integrally important for any business thing that you're involved in, even your relationship or whatever compliance you're seeking. There's a lesson in that story. It's Dave Chappelle. I saw it on YouTube. I'm sure it's on other formats, and it's called Unforgiven.
You won't find it on HBO.
You won't find it on. Yeah. He totally dumps on HBO. So, like I said, folks, the imho.love show, it's on Facebook, it's on BitChute. Feel free to like it there. We're on Podbean. Our producer, Kathy McGuire, gets all these posts out for us, and we so appreciate her. And the homepage is imho.love, in my humble opinion, .love. Feel free to visit there, like, subscribe, share it. We don't really care what you do with these words that we're sending out. We know that they've been a blessing to a lot of people. We have so many wonderful friends that listen every week, and new ones listening as we go, and we're very, very grateful for that. And you don't even know, and really, this is doing this show for me and you, Mike. It really is a statement of the belief in the Tao, that you can send this out with all the best intent in the world and have no response forever and a day. But there's going to come a day where maybe we said something that really changed how somebody felt.
Well, my early translation of meditations, written meditations on the Wahoo Ching, produced the reinstitution of contact with me and with me and a universal being. And I posted that with the photograph.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, and I was just publishing it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's paying attention. So,
yes.
If you speak it, if you think it, if you write it, somebody out there is paying attention.
Yes.
So,
and like we said, feel free to share it. This show is not monetized. It's, how do you own words? How do you own words? But apparently Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, it's copyright. And yes, be careful of the contracts you read and sign.
Yes, and we signed so many contracts that are just so long and lengthy. Nobody reads them. Did you read your Google contract when you signed it? Did you, Nobody does.
No, I already knew it was in there.
Did you?
Yeah. It's basically we have access to everything you have and own for whatever purpose we need it for, as long as it can be carried over on the internet.
Wow.
It's essentially what it is.
Eminent domain of electronics.
Yeah, exactly. Very,
Yeah.
very much so.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Lou Angelwolf. That's Mike Murburg. We're here most Wednesday nights at 7:30, and we broadcast live here at the Darby Ranch. If you're interested in CE5s or HICE, that's the handier human-initiated contact experience.
Yeah, but everybody still calls it CE5. So,
Yeah, it's okay. Either way, it gets the same place.
Yeah, if you're an egghead, you call it HICE, H-I-C-E, but
Heiss.
yeah, CE5, that's the common Grerian name for it.
The
so-
Grerian.
The
That's
Grerian.
funny.
Hey, you know,
And without him, it's agrarian.
Grerian. No, it's the CE5 used to be CE4 plus an experimentation on you by an extraterrestrial. But then
Right.
we commandeered it and changed it to something else. I don't really care what you call it. I like calling it contact work.
Contact work is totally accurate and important.
Yeah.
And really what it is a unification of the spirit that we have inside with the spirit that is outside of us. And a lot of people feel empty because they've never made that connection. And this could so be part of your connection. If you're interested to do a CE5 or HICE, write to Mike at Darby Ranch CE5 at gmail.com. That's DARBYRANCH, the number 5, at gmail.com. He will forward you to the meetup page. You fill out the information. There's protocols that you need to brush up on and understand what we're trying to get done here. This isn't UFO hunters. There's not, we're not that way.
Yeah, it's close encounters. Close encounters of the fifth kind.
Close encounters, right?
Yeah.
Personal. Yeah, right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Lou Angelwolf. That's Mike Murburg. We have spent another beautiful Wednesday evening with you. Like, share, subscribe, do whatever you like with the show. We're very, very happy to share it with you from the bottom of our hearts. So many beautiful people we have made contact with our group. We're almost up to 400 now, huh?
Yeah, something like 386.
Yeah, that's close to 400.
Yeah, 20 more to go, and we have the highest number in the country.
Wow. So, hey,
We're not.
who's going to be number?
We're
Whoever's
not doing
number.
anything. We're not doing anything to push it either.
Yeah, we
It's
don't
just
even
like-
promote it.
It's just like
It's just happening as
every day. I get people joining.
organically.
Yeah.
And it's such a. You know what's funny too? I know this happens to you. When you share about people, they might see CE5 or some document or something.
Yeah.
And then when you start to tell them about it, it goes one of two ways. It goes, oh, okay. And then they look away and start heading for the door.
Yeah.
Or they become completely intrigued. And I guess there's some middle ground people too that only like
Well, those that get intrigued about it, they understand the nature of love and spiritual love, and that's what this is. It is a compassionate love. It's charitable love. It's everything that love is supposed to be in a non-personal relationship.
Yeah.
It's universal.
Yes. And if you have that love in your heart that you can carry out in non-personal relationships, it certainly would make sense that you could do it in a personal relationship.
It makes the relationship just wonderful.
Yep. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Lou Angelwolf, Mike Murburg. You guys have a great week, great weekend. Thank you so much for everything. And like, share, subscribe. Let's see who's sticking around at the end here.
Yeah.
Who's up on the screen? Anybody?
Happy Wednesday, y'all. We're gonna.
Have a great Wednesday. Hi, Nanette. How you doing, doll? Hi, Sue. All right. Hi, Debbie. And Daniel. I feel like Miss June on Magic Mirror.
Romper